Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. It's Louise here from Coffee Tea Paper, and I know it's been a couple of days. I just have had a bit of busy, so I haven't been able to open the ink and have a look at it and share it with you guys, but there's still time because this ink isn't released until the 1st of September. In my last ink swatching video, we had a look at the Brilliant Beanstalk from Ferris Wheel Press and the coordinating carousel fountain pen with a medium nib, 1.0mm nib. I have been enjoying this color very much. In fact, I have been reaching for this pen whenever I've had just something to jot down or to write. I've just been enjoying it very much. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up here. Brilliant Beanstalk. And I don't know about you, but I hate to say it because these are September inks, right? But green and red, pretty festive. Bit too early to go there, but maybe you're a super organized sort of person who likes to be very prepared for certain seasonal events, which I'm not going to refer to because it's far too soon, in my opinion. Let's have a look at Cabernet On The Lake. Ideally, I would be enjoying this with a glass of Cabernet. I don't know whether it's that appropriate at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Cabernet On The Lake, which is a very fun play on words, I feel. In case you're new here, this stamp is one that I have carved myself. I have used the image of the Ferris Wheel Press iconic round bottle and carved it into whatever this stuff is and just stamped it on and stuck this piece of paper on the back. Purely made it for myself to swatch out my Ferris Wheel Press inks. I have a different stamp for different brands than Ferris Wheel Press. As I said, launching on the 1st of September. Box design, beautiful. It's all giving the impression of a crochet and knitting, very cozy. The characteristics: warming, velvety, romantic, cozy. So it says, pack your favorite hand knit blanket and accompany Bernice the bear. Oh, where's Bernice? Is Bernice here on the box? I cannot see Bernice. Okay, we'll just believe that Bernice is there. Bernice the bear on a delightful frolic through the picturesque vineyards of the Niagara wine region, where rolling hills and lush vineyards beckon. Embark on a journey of discovery through scenic greenscapes while exploring internationally recognized vineyards of this region. Indulge in the nectar of Niagara with this burgundy ink that captures a feeling of joyous laughter, shared stories, and cherished memories. The box is designed with some hand knit woolen type cable imagery. There are stitch markers in the shape hex nut. Knit vines creep up, decorated with crocheted florals and some quaint grape leaves. Intarsia knit bird, that's a very fancy knitting technique. Capture the unique pattern of the common house sparrow, which is common to the Niagara region. The final touches are lovingly hooked onto the design with a familiar looking crochet hook inspired by the brush fountain pen. Okay, well, that's all very exciting. Look at that, that's such a beautiful The opening experience of Ferris Wheel Press inks are always very nice, like opening a beautiful bottle of expensive perfume or a luxury candle or something along those lines, which I think is totally the vibe that they're going for, and I think they do it very well. This is a sparkling ink. They say that it's compatible with all fountain pens and dip pens. However, I would, as always, asterisk that with don't use it in your fine, extra fine pens. It's only going to lead to heartache. Shimmer inks are really best for broad 1.1 stub nibs, dip pens, and the like. That's, you know, that's not to say that you can't, you do you, but it's a risk, okay? And there is nothing as frustrating as finally finding the time to sit down and do some writing, whether it's a letter to a pen pal or birthday card for a friend, or writing down in your journal, than to find that your pen is now clogged. And of course, what do you have to do? You have to clean it out, you have to remove the ink, you have to soak the pen, and yeah, that's all very time consuming. Just be very careful when using shimmer inks in your fountain pens, because you want it to be a fun, lovely experience to be writing. Let me just get my ink bottle holder. This was kindly 3D printed by a good friend of mine. It just saves me from having any sort of horrific accidents. As beautifully designed as the bottle is, sometimes it's not ideal for those of us who experience clumsy moments, and I am putting my hand up to own that one. Okay, so let's just do our writing sample, and then we can have a really nice close-up look at this ink. So this ink is called Cabernet On The Lake, which does elicit all sorts of beautiful imagery. I should put the beautiful box there. Okay, so this is actually going to be added into their everyday ink collection. No need to panic, no need to panic, but often when new inks are released, they are very popular. Ferris Wheel Press inks for obvious reasons, and they can take a while to restock if they sell out, but I think you can put a notification on. But if this ink is something that really grabs your attention and you think, oh yeah, that's beautiful, I would suggest not waiting too long and pushing the button on that. So 1st of September, and of course, as usual, as always, if you use a code CTP, you can get 10% off your order, not only of new inks, but also any inks and pens and things that they have in stock. Exciting news, their carousel ink pot is coming very, very soon, because the Kickstarter campaign was so successful. It's gone into manufacture and will be available. So keep an eye out for that as well. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on one and we can have a little look at it and review it together. So I think we'll stop there, and I think our swatch up the top is nearly fully dry. These inks are water-based, so you can use a paintbrush or something else, and they do clean up very nicely. I actually bought a new type of paintbrush cleaner, and yeah, that's working really beautifully to get any sort of remnants of ink out of the bristles. This is just a cheapie. This is just a number 4 JSART one. I wouldn't be using my best brushes for doing ink swatching as such. So we can see there that it does indeed have a beautiful burgundy base with a bit of, there's no sheening as such, but there is shading around the edges, which is very nice, and there is a gold shimmer, or as Ferris Wheel Press say, sparkling. It is a sparkling ink. This would be really nice for wedding invitations as well as that certain festive season that we were referring to, but it really does give very cozy and warm vibes from the ink. Anyway, we'll do a nice close-up so we can see, I can really get you in close to have a good look at the characteristics of the ink. But in the meantime, I love our exchanges. Often people will leave really nice tips or ask questions or say, oh, that looks like such and such ink. Does it have X or Y, or even things about what pens to use or other techniques, or things for tips for using calligraphy dip pens. And yeah, so if you're not in the habit of having a look at the comments, I would encourage you to have a look and a read of what people say, because there's a lot of valuable information in many of the comments, particularly around the ink swatching videos. So I would encourage you to have a look at that. Anyway, that's it for me for now. I've got a few videos in the pipeline. Beautiful. I really want a glass of wine now. But I shall hold off. I'll see you later. Bye.